last upload, I talked about using down solving as a way to reduce the amount of lockups you have in your solves, but I didn't really go into any detail about how or why to do so. Consider this a part 2 to that video and join me as I show you one of the most underrated practice methods in all of speedcubing. All down solving is taking a single scramble and doing it over and over again, with the goal of course being to eventually be able to solve it as fast as you physically can. This is a very popular way to cheat or fake solves to then post to YouTube for attention, but if you remove yourself from this mindset, you can make some serious drops off of your global. So how can you really benefit from this, you may ask? Well, the first and most obvious way in my mind is that it allows you to train and hone the parts of your solves that are often extremely neglected. I'm thinking about your cross solutions, rotations, and transitions between algorithms. I preached the importance last video of making sure that you are confident in every step of the solve, and this is another great way to build confidence in every step because you're going to be training every step over and over again. Additionally, this style of training really forces you into a state that avoids lockups like the plague. Every drop, slip, and catch feels 1,000 times more detrimental when you're solving upwards of twice as fast as your global average. This will really incentivize you to turn as accurately as humanly possible because you will really feel those lockups and you'll be able to recognize solve to solve how much time you are losing every time you lock up. Finally, because your solution ends up being completely pre-planned, you will be able to see the cube in a completely new way while solving. You no longer have to think on the fly and come up with that solution yourself, so all of that reserve brain power can go towards looking at pieces and seeing how they move from different algorithms. This is going to be a huge help to your look ahead potentially, and if you are somebody who struggles a lot with getting tunnel visioned and only looking at the specific pieces that you are solving, then this is a great no pressure way to train yourself away from this habit. So there's a few reasons why I think that this practice method is great, but clearly if it was all that I just cracked it up to be, then every kid who was faking solves on YouTube 5 years ago would be an elite level speedcuber by now. To that I say, well, a lot of them probably are, but also there is definitely some truth that not everybody is going to be doing this practice method as efficiently as possible. The first way I can see somebody going wrong with this is by only doing easy scrambles. Easier scrambles tend to have cases you are much more comfortable with, so all the benefits you could be reaping by spending time with less desirable cases are instead wasted on doing the same 3-move triggers over and over again. When I sit down to do some down solving, I deliberately try and spend less time on easier scrambles because I just don't think that I can get as much value from them, and I advise you to do the same. Another way that I could see somebody messing up this style of practice is by spending too much time on a single scramble. While it is fun to see how far you can push the boundaries of one scramble, there is definitely an upper limit to how many attempts you should give one. My advice is to focus less on the solve time and more on the solve quality, and to just give it a rest once you have gotten within about 10% or so of what you think your max potential is on that scramble. The third thing that could be making you miss out on some down solving benefits is turning your brain off completely and not paying attention to what's happening on the cube. I already talked about this a bit earlier, but remember, down solving can be used as more than just a drill for turning, and if you are not actively looking at what's happening on the cube while you're doing down solves, then you could be missing out on some serious improvements to your look ahead. And the last reason why you might not be getting a lot out of down solving is by doing it too early. If you aren't at least maybe sub 20 or so, then I really don't recommend incorporating down solving into your practice because there is probably just more important things that you need to work on. If this includes you, I am sorry for making you sit through this whole video, but hey, thanks for the watch time.